LIFT Aviation USA. Barry Hancock and his T6 present Pilot Maker Air Shows, Smoke, Noise, and a Tribute. Using all of its 600 horsepower and altitude to gain speed in excess of 230 miles per hour for the entry into the Clover Leaf. Pulling nearly 4 Gs and gaining over 1,500 feet of altitude, you can hear the sound of the propeller going supersonic, which earned the T6 another nickname, the Window Rattler. Again, reaching over 200 miles per hour for the Humpty Bump, a loop with a vertical upline to maximize altitude gain and a vertical downline to regain airspeed, to a quarter turn on the downline away, and a tuck under roll to set up for the second pass. The T6 has a 42-foot wingspan, and even at 5,000 pounds fully loaded, the Pilot Maker is still very nimble and prepared pilots for the high roll rates of the fighters they would fly in defense of our nation's freedom during World War II. Watch now as Barry Hancock demonstrates the roll rate of the T6 with the double aileron roll. Pilots during World War II flew the T6 as an advanced trainer. After going through basic pilot training, those elite pilots selected for the fighter track would be assigned to a T6 squadron to learn formation, gunnery, and air-to-air dogfighting tactics. One trick up every fighter pilot's sleeve is the lag roll, better known as the barrel roll. Watch now as B-Dog pulls up and makes a corkscrew in the sky. This was used to get behind an opponent and gun him down. Mastery of the aircraft is a must for a fighter pilot to be able to stay alive in the relentless and unforgiving arena of aerial combat. Whether you are upside down, right side up, or anywhere in between, keeping the aircraft on heading and knowing where you are at all times is an essential skill. One of the maneuvers taught to accomplish this is the 4-point roll. Watch now as Barry pulls a nose high to maintain altitude and rolls, stopping every 90 degrees to execute the 4-point roll. Barry is setting up for a Cuban 8, followed by a slow roll. He wanted me to take a minute to dedicate this pass to all of our active duty military serving around the world, especially those here at the HAPO Over the River Air Show. Barry is thrilled to be a part of this celebration and the military's proud heritage, and to anyone who has ever had a dream, chase it. It's never too late. Believe in yourself and make it happen. If Barry can do it, you can too. Barry and Pilot Maker Air Shows are sponsored by LIFT Aviation USA. Aviation gear designed by professional pilots for the best pilots in the world. Barry is currently sporting their top-of-the-line Merlin fire-resistant shoes and carries his maneuver card on their Navigator leather kneeboard. Swift Fuels. meeting the demands of a changing world and a leader in unleaded aviation fuels. Pilot Maker's Advanced Flight Academy, bringing the art of stick and rudder skills to modern-day flight training. The vision of Pilot Maker Air Shows is to honor the past and inspire the future. Barry says that every time he steps into the T6, he knows he's stepping into history. He would like everyone to remember the sacrifices made by our veterans who give so much and gave so much for our great nation. Barry has never stopped chasing his dream, and neither should you. He's been instructing pilots for 15 years and teaches aerobatics at his flight academy in Heber City, Utah. The T-6G trained pilots who went on to fly legendary fighters such as the P-40 Warhawk, P-47 Thunderbolt, and the legendary P-51 Mustang of the U.S. Army Air Force. Diving to build up speed to nearly 200 miles per hour. Here comes Barry Hancock and his T6 Pilot Maker for his final maneuver, the 4G Loop. When not flying this vintage World War II warbird or teaching the next generation of pilots, he donates his time and his twin-engine Beech 18 to transport wounded veterans around the region to be reunited with their families as a volunteer for the Veterans Airlift Command. Time to get out your cameras, folks, and get ready for the photo pass. The T-6 has trained more military pilots than any other aircraft in aviation history. With 15,000 T-6s built, over 350 remain airworthy today, a testament to the legendary status of this aircraft. Some would say that the Pilot Maker is the #1 plane of all time. The plane you are watching today was built in 1951, more than 65 years ago. It spent over 20 years training pilots in the Spanish Air Force. Powered by a 9-cylinder, 600 horsepower Pratt & Whitney radial engine. Barry will be available to chat with airshow fans and sign autographs at the Outdoor Auditorium.